Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abbie.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts,
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
Whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate.
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, Pioneers. Welcome back to another episode of the Disney Hour Express. We're really excited to have you here, and it's crazy. It's just me and Rob today. It hasn't been just you and I.
2 weeks, where's Tink? Tink, where are
I
you?
know. She was such a great addition. I really enjoyed having her on board with
she
us.
had like a lot of good, and the funny thing was we didn't even plan on like the Disney cruise part of it. Like we were just like, obviously everyone wants to know about Epic Universe, but she had some really good insight into Disney cruises.
Yeah.
I think we need to have her back on for like a Disney cruise special, right?
Maybe we need like a monthly check-in with Tink. I don't know. I wonder how she would feel about that.
Like talking with Tink.
Talking with Tink. Yeah, like a little segment. Ooh, I like it. Talking with Tink.
See, I'm also a producer.
What do you guys think? Do we need Talking with Tink?
I mean, Tink might think so, or maybe not. I don't know. We were keeping her up a little late. She was ready for bed.
She was ready.
She had a blanket with her.
We were too. Those were late episodes during the middle of the week.
We were definitely. Thank God we weren't deciding to do video because you would see us yawning. Like
I know.
It wasn't that we were bored. It was just
tired because we have to do these at nighttime. You know, that's what happens. But we've got so much to talk about today. But first of all, I want to talk about the most amazing Mother's Day that I had. It was amazing.
I enjoyed it. It was good. I'm not a mother and I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, my family surprised me with these tickets to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And we had a day in New York City. It was just, wow. It was so incredible. But this play and this theater, I cannot express how, amazing doesn't cover it.
Yeah.
I wish I had a larger vocabulary, which is really funny coming from a writer because that's what I do professionally. But like it was inspiring. It was transforming. I don't even know. But the theater, the Lyric Theater, where they have the show, beautiful, outstanding. Now the play itself, our seats were really good. I have to say, we were kind of like in the second part of seats, right? So you could have like the first cluster of seats in the orchestra, and then you had like a little break seat, and then there's the second cluster of seats, and so we were right there. Nobody was sitting in front of us, which made it even better. We had great view.
It's just something you always worry about when you go to the Broadway show with kids, especially, is that someone's sitting in front of them that's somewhat tall and then they can't see.
But they do offer cushions that the kids can sit on.
They do.
Get a little height. Now,
but let's go back before we get into that. Yeah, that theater was amazing.
It was so cool.
Like in the theming that they had, right? It's like an immersive experience, right?
Yes.
So it's all, you're obviously, you're being sold. There's a bar and there's a gift shop and all these things, but but they have it. So there's all these like fun little things with QR codes and augmented reality that you can do throughout it, and picture opportunities.
Yeah.
And
we didn't even like get to all of that stuff, and we weren't like late or anything. We just didn't get to it.
You get to take pictures with your banners.
Yes,
and then
that was fun.
Bailey and I were doing the one. There was an enchanted ceiling, so like during the intermission, like she was using my thing and just looking at the ceiling, and it has all these candles that you see through your phone that aren't there.
That's cool. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, and then there was the ones, I think I showed you the ones with the, what are the animals that are all lit up?
Yes.
I can't think of their names all of a sudden. Fight off the Dementors.
It starts with a P. It's a parade.
Oh my God, it's right there under my tongue. Don't get old. I have to drink more fish oil.
Oh man, why can't we think of this? Patronus.
Patronus. There we go.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you. Oh my
All right.
gosh.
So we got to, but yeah, so that has all those things to do. All right. Now onto the show.
Okay, so yeah, the theater, we were already taken aback by it. It was just so fabulous. And
And they do serve they serve butter-beer, and like
yes,
they serve all
yeah,
the jelly beans for the kids,
yes.
you know.
So the kids were like getting into the jelly
Yeah.
beans and everything. We didn't grab drinks to start off with. We were kind of like, oh, we got to get to our seats and blah blah blah. We'll think about that at intermission.
Yeah.
Now, the first little bit of the play, like the first probably 10 minutes or so, was kind of hard to follow. I had read this book about a decade ago. The play, I should say, about a decade ago. So it was very fuzzy in my memory, and I couldn't follow along. But when I checked in with Rob, he was like, yeah, I was really worried in the beginning because it was not, I couldn't understand what they're saying. I couldn't really grasp onto the characters and who they were right away. But that being said, once you got to 15 minutes of this play, you were in it. It was so good. You would totally attach to the characters, attach to the story completely, and it blew my mind. And we are like a musical family. I should say that the three girls are. I'm not sure that Rob loves musicals, but the fact that this wasn't a musical, it was just like a straight up play. And the girls were so into it, shows you how much that it really draws you in, and that it's very entertaining.
And this was also a mixture. This is two different perspectives of kids, right? We had one who has seen all the Harry Potter movies
and likes them.
And then we had one who we watched a recap YouTube video of, a half-hour long recap video the night before or 2 nights before. And then that's all her exposure was.
Well, and she's not the greatest fan of Harry Potter either.
I think she's
okay with that.
She saw the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, as us cool people know it as. But but they were both into it.
Yeah. They were both really into it, and I was really impressed with their longevity throughout this very long play. So now I think it was in the first half it kind of ends around this part of Dementors, and the Dementors come out. One comes out into the audience, and it's the big flowing cloak like you would imagine, and it's like almost like a jellyfish, but in the face of the Dementor, the way that it moves. And it was so, I mean, it wasn't like scary, but it was like, is that a real person? How is this happening? I mean, how they did it everywhere, on stage and off stage, was so incredible to see. I mean, just wow. So then, I mean, if you know the book or have seen the play or whatever, things change over to kind of the dark side. And Rob had noticed that during intermission, all the flags within the building had been changed over to Slytherin.
So they hang over these,
not the banners.
It's the, what do they call it? The dark mark. The dark mark comes out, and it's all these flags showing up, and like all the cast. The people that work there are now wearing these outfits as opposed to, maybe they were wearing like a Hufflepuff or, their favorite house, Hogwarts house. And it was just to do that. And I was like, oh yeah. And then I showed the Bailey, because Heidi and Abbie went to go use the girls' room. And I showed it to Bailey. She's like, oh.
Yeah, she was in it. Now you got this incredible drink during intermission. Tell us about that.
No, this was they obviously, like I said, they serve butterbeer, but and then they serve like themed cocktails as well. Some non-alcoholic and alcoholic. The one I ended up getting was, because I was just gonna get a butterbeer, and then I was like, oh wait a minute. They have the Spice Golden Snitch. Right. And now it's a frozen refreshment fit for the grown-up Quidditch fan.
That totally sounds like you.
And that consists of Prosecco, apple cider, fire whiskey, and caramel.
Yeah. So I took a little sip of this, and it was outstanding. Yeah. It was really good.
And I really enjoy, I'm not a huge fan of just drinking a regular cocktail. Like, I'm a beer guy.
Yep.
But I like a frozen cocktail. Like, that's like my favorite type. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll down some margaritas with you over some nachos and some guac. But, mostly I like a frozen drink. That's like my,
Yeah.
I don't know, it just makes it like a little more fun. So yeah, this, on top of it being frozen, it was really good to drink as well.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
comes in like a
and
little
so
adult sippy cup. So I mean, what you know,
what more can you,
yeah,
ask for? So we definitely have those little drink cups around the house now, which is just proof that we did
yeah,
actually go see it.
we went.
Um, and then, the second half was just as good as the first. There was just this scene in the second half where they are revisiting the moments in which Harry Potter's,
Mm,
family, like his mom and dad, are
yeah.
killed, and I was crying, like, uncontrollably because the acting on stage, I mean, they're not even showing this, right? It's
Mhm.
just the actors on stage
Yeah.
look like pretending to look
Mhm.
on at this
You
scene
do
happen. I'm, like,
hear
tearing up
you
now
do
talking
hear
about
it.
it.
You do
You hear
hear
it,
it.
yes, but, like, just their reactions, their
Yeah.
body language. It
Yeah.
was so fantastic, and I'm, like, sitting there, like, blotting my eyes with tissues
Mhm.
and, like, dying. It was really well done, and I don't know what more to say.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, it was
it's
an
a good
incredible
story.
experience.
It's a good story. Yeah, the two, I guess you would call them leads, right? It's the son of Harry and then the son of Draco.
Yeah.
Um, and Scorpius, Albus, and Scorpius are the,
Mhm. Yeah.
and yeah, they do a really good job. And it's an interesting. My thoughts on Albus are a little bit more. I don't want to get into it,
Yeah.
but I wonder if they're ever going to turn it into a movie, right? Because it definitely
Yeah.
it's something that's movie worthy, and it includes
Yes.
all the legacy characters. So that I mean, right now they would probably be well fit that you could bring in, the three main characters. I
They
mean,
would. They are the ages in which they're
I'm
the
like, I don't know
parents,
what
right?
Emma Watson's doing. I haven't seen her in anything in a
Yeah.
while. So I mean, they could. I know the other two, Rupert and Daniel Radcliffe. I know they've been kind of working somewhat steadily, but
Yeah.
I think they'd be a good age for that because they're supposed
But
to be adults and
Tom
parents. And
Felton, who played Malfoy, I mean,
yeah,
well, first of all, if you haven't read Tom Felton's book,
oh boy,
I completely say that you should. It's a quick read, and there's just something about it that makes you realize, I mean, obviously, all these actors are human beings, and they go through struggles just like
they
everybody
are.
else.
Mhm.
But it's interesting to read about how, like, this was his childhood, and that's very different. And
Mhm.
then what do you do in adulthood, right?
Yeah,
Like,
and it's always one of those things where even just generally in cinema, right? The bad guy is usually a little more interesting than the good guy, right? Because they have
yeah,
like the bigger arc in it, and they have the more meat on
yeah,
the to of the role of the lines and the range of emotions. So just getting their perspective from a guy who played a villain who's
yeah,
disliked by almost everyone,
yeah,
but he seems to be like a generally good guy,
yeah, yeah.
So
So
that makes
it's
it
an
interesting.
interesting read for sure. But
But
yeah,
but anyway, but
I
yeah,
think
so if you get a chance to see this, it's I believe there's a touring version as well, so it's
mhm,
not just
yeah.
Broadway. Obviously, it's over in London, where it started, and they brought it over here, and then a couple other places. If you get a
Yeah.
chance to go see, I highly recommend it if you're a Harry Potter fan or not. Apparently,
So in
yeah.
honor of the Harry Potter show we just saw, the Magic Candle Company, I've got
Oh,
their wax melt on in the background.
oh,
I've got the Wizard and Wands scented wax melt going. No, it's a
mm.
very like clove scent. I'm not sure am loving
I don't
it.
know. I feel like maybe I'm a little allergy. I can't really get a
You can't get a whiff of it.
no. If anything, it
Hmm.
feels kind of feels like I'm at church with some incense.
Okay, so that's kind of what it is. I feel like it's almost like a really muted, clovey
Okay.
cigar
Oh,
smell happening back here,
okay.
which is kind of what reminds me of church.
Gotcha. Church. All right. Amen.
I was just going to turn that off. Anyways, so
Amen. So,
today
yeah,
we're biting into one of the most talked about topics among Disney goers. The
absolute the Disney dining
dining plan.
plan.
Listen, we have been dancing around this a whole lot over the past couple of episodes. I
And
swear.
probably like the entire time like we've been doing this, we keep talking about the dining plan. We've had dining plan shows. We've gone over the
All
dining
of it.
plan,
Yeah.
all the episodes, all this stuff. But yeah, now we're actually diving into it ourselves.
We're really diving into it, and we're really excited about it because, again, this is not something we personally utilize, but we are in one of our upcoming trips, and so we're really excited get the details. Now, we have booked a lot of clients that have used the Disney dining plan and helped do all the math across the way as well, how many points they need here, credits they need there, and how to utilize them the best. So we feel like we are well versed, but we do want to talk about it with you as we try to make our decisions for our plans. So do you want to give a quick refresher, I'd say, of the two main dining plans currently available?
Yes. So Disney dining plan is a plan. That's a plan. When you plan, the plan. No, so there's two dining plans. There's the quick service dining plan.
That's right.
Which consists of two this is per person per night. Each person per night gets two quick service meals, one snack, and one refillable resort drink mug that can be used at your resort only.
Yes.
Correct. Not in the parks.
Correct.
Right? That's very, you have to make that abundantly clear. Costs on that for adults. Now, they say the thing that you'll see, the adult line, right? The age of adult is.
Which is nuts.
Yeah, it's not. And this is where it kind of gets into if it's worth it or not. It's basically anybody 10 or over is considered an adult. Now, a lot of 10-year-olds don't eat like adults, right?
Right.
And I mean, some adults don't eat like adults, or some adults over eat like maybe two adults. But I like to eat. But there's no way that that Heidi, who is 10, eats anywhere close to, I mean, it's just
like an adult plate
that she has to pay for is kind of ridiculous. So adults 10 and over are, again, anyway, people 10 and over are $59.14 per night. Per guest. Yep. And then children, so it's ages 3 through 9, are $24.71 for the quick service. Right, so that's less than half.
Okay.
They do allow anyone under the age of 3. They kind of just allow they don't charge you, right? Because also Disney doesn't charge you a ticket to get into the parks,
right?
So you're not technically on like a reservation,
right?
So you don't have to pay for anything. They will just let your little toddler eat off your plate. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or you could buy something.
That being said, when you make a reservation, you do actually have to account them as being at the table. Otherwise, you're not going to get a seat for them. And that's, it brings a whole bunch of interesting thoughts into mind, right? So if you're putting them at the table, the waiter or waitress is going to say, okay, and what do they want? Expecting like you've got a table of 4, right? And one of them's 2, and anyways, so
I think also if you have a kid under the age of 3, especially when you go to Be Our Guest, the Beast should just take care of him.
The Beast little play area.
Yeah, exactly.
Babysit the Beast. Story time with the Beast. Enjoy.
So that's the quick service dining plan, and then there's a standard dining plan, and so this again per person per night. Again, it says per night, so that's important to know. A lot of times you have an extra day, right? You're staying at a resort, you're staying there for 6 days, 5 nights, right? Because you're always like the day. So, but it's not per day, it's per night. So every night that you're sleeping there, you get, these allotted meals. So per person per night for the standard dining plan is you get one, and this is the difference in it, is that you get one table service meal per night. You get one quick service meal, so you trade that out, and you get the one snack.
Yep.
In addition,
and by the way, you're not wrong, folks, when you're like, I thought it used to be more food, because it used to be 2 snacks.
And they used to have more options too. There were different options for the dining plans as well. You do also get that resort refillable mug, and so now the same thing. It's the same age differentials. Adults are going to be $97.79
Mhm.
per night. And then children are $30.56.
That's right. So speaking of those prices,
Mhm.
and I'm a little brat when we go to Disney. I refuse to pick up a bill because I don't want to think about it.
Mhm.
So I so Rob is in charge of signing all of that stuff,
Mhm.
and so I don't look. I don't want to
Mhm. Yeah,
know.
until later.
How do you feel about those prices?
So at first they kind of sound, see, to me it sounds like high to think of you're paying $100
Mm-hmm.
for an adult for like per day.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't, yeah. So I mean, it sounds like you're gonna eat $100 worth of food. That sounds like if like I'm at home, I'm not eating
Right.
$100 worth of food, right? But
And
you're not at
together
home.
we're not eating
Yeah,
$200 worth
yeah,
of food.
exactly. And then you're adding in the kids, and it's like another $30. We're not eating that much, but you're not at home.
Yeah. Right.
You're at a place that you're being served food, and you're having beverages and snacks and all these things that you wouldn't normally have. So you can't really go into it like that. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, and we normally, not every family's like this. We normally do at least one table service meal a day
We
when we're
do.
in the parks.
Yes.
And I feel like whenever we sit down to do that, no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
we're eating, the kids eat something.
Yes.
There's usually, they have a dessert, we'll have like an adult beverage.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time we do that, our bill comes to like $250.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you start to total it all up, now that's just for one meal.
Right. And I remember one breakfast at Art
Yeah.
of Animation being
Mhm.
like $75.
Mhm.
So, and that was like
Yeah.
a quick service
That's
breakfast.
it. Then
Nothing
exactly.
huge.
Those are quick service breakfasts.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep looking at that over and over again.
Yeah.
And then you're like, maybe this is worth it.
Right. Or at least you've already prepaid for it.
You've already prepaid for it. And so it kind of keeps you on like a certain track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're like not going too far overboard or too far over budget,
Right.
even if you are paying for the dining plan.
Right. Now, how you do it is you go during a time where you've jumped on the bandwagon of getting a free dining plan. Now, the
Yes.
bummer of this is, yes, you're getting the free dining plan, but you are not getting discounts on your rooms or tickets
No.
or anything. You have to do a non discounted trip to get the free dining plan. Um, that being said, this might change in the future. We've heard of some promotions where you can kind of combine two different discounts, but I
Yes.
can't confirm that just yet. We've just heard
Yeah.
that through the
There's one
grapevine,
about
right?
with the kids,
Summer.
the
Hmm.
cool kids summer, the discounted tickets are, you can be combined with other
Yes.
offers.
So that maybe we'll see more of that in the
And
future. I
it's
don't know.
also, they also seem to not, they don't always offer the free dining plans during their busy times, right? So you're not going to
Correct.
get it during spring break. You're
Or
not going to
during
during
Christmas. That's not
Christmas
going
or
to
anything like that.
happen.
But they're going to do it. For example, they're doing it from, one of the windows I know is from July 6th, so just after 4th of July, to August 6th. So
But you
that's,
can't get it now
well,
because
you can't get
right.
it now. It's already
Yeah.
booked. You had to book
Hmm.
it by like February 10th.
Correct.
For your summer. So they want
Hmm.
you to do it well in advance, but they also do it at the times when they think it's going to be a little bit slower,
Yes.
right?
Correct.
Because it's in Florida, it's hot. After July 4th, maybe they're not traveling, people aren't traveling to Florida at that point. Right? It's just like, yeah, we're going to go somewhere else.
No way,
Um,
Jose.
yeah.
Now, so we are going to dive into Magic Kingdom today,
Mhm.
discussing the Disney dining plan. So again, that's the one with the table service, the
Mhm.
one quick service, and the snack. Don't forget about your refillable mug that you can
Mhm.
get all the free coffee you want, or soda or
Yeah.
water, whatever. So yeah, we're gonna go through Magic Kingdom a little bit and talk about what they've got over there. So one of the more interesting facts with the dining plan that I feel like some folks get confused with is that alcohol is that included in the dining plan? Now, if you are 21 and over, beverages, I mean, in general, are included in each meal, and guests 21 and older may substitute the beverage with a beer, wine, or a cocktail of some sort, depending on what the restaurant offers. There are, and this just goes with the sit down dining, um, as far as it goes. Sorry, I didn't know how to end that sentence. But it's you can replace a soft drink with a alcoholic beverage,
Yes, as long as
as
that
long as it's
place,
being offered at the
and
restaurant.
it's also not, but it's not every alcoholic beverage.
Correct.
So you do have some of the
You
top
need to talk.
shelf,
Mhm.
the top shelf alcoholic beverages aren't included or won't be included. If there's anything with like a souvenir mug, it won't be included usually. But there's really no way. There's not like a ton of guidelines with it. You basically
Yeah.
just have to ask
Yeah.
your server or
Yes.
a cast member, and they're very knowledgeable on it. And it's also kind of like what they'll let you get away with as well.
Right.
Like that's where there used to be this whole thing where you could like trade up like a snack and like 3 snacks in a
Yeah.
quick service to get like a
Mhm.
table service. And you can't really do that anymore. That they
Right.
say like,
It goes us to a certain
yeah.
extent, but they do not let you trade different
Mhm.
things around. Now, just sticking on the drinks, guests 10 years of age and older can also choose a different drink as well. So if
Mhm.
they want something like a milkshake or a fresh smoothie, or let's say like a premium hot chocolate instead of just soda
Mhm.
and water, they can, as long as the restaurant offers it. So I think
We're
that's
not telling
pretty.
Heidi
I know. I
that.
think it's nice though,
She's gonna get
because they are
milkshakes every time.
yeah, because they are including that, like,
Yeah.
okay, so they have to eat this crazy expensive meal now, and so we might as well throw in a milkshake.
Yeah, exactly. Now the with the kids, right? One of
Mhm.
the difference between an adult and a kid. If your restaurant or your wherever you're going, quick service, table service, if they offer a kids menu and you have a kid diner, right? You paid for the kid dining plan price, they have to order off of the dining
That's right.
the
Mhm.
kids menu. If they don't offer it, if there's no kids menu on the thing, then it's just like they order
It's a
whatever they
free-for-all.
want. They free for all.
But, I mean, at what place is there not a kids
I mean, sometimes at
menu?
the buffets, there's not like a
Oh, that's
kid.
true, that's true.
Some of the prefix stuff, it's just kind of like here's everything for everyone.
Sure.
Like when we went to Akarush, right? There was no real kids menu. That was like a prefix menu where they just brought our family style.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
Okay, you're
those
right
sort of
there.
things, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
And some of the quick service restaurants don't necessarily have a kids menu per se. They just have the chicken fingers are part of the everyday menu type of thing.
That's not really true, but
Some of
we'll go
them
with
are,
that.
not everyone, but it is true.
Hmm. Alright,
Let me
okay.
find an example right now.
Alright, no,
It
no,
was. I've been doing some research.
if you say, I will believe.
Okay.
So, okay. So, one of the things when you're on a dining plan and you're out in the parks, what you are looking for is the little purple and white icon that's on the menus, and that will be signaling you that it's Disney Dining Plan eligible. Now, the tricky part is if you're just looking at the menus on the icon, you might not know whether it's considered as a quick service meal or considered as a snack credit or even like a full meal credit.
Hmm.
So one of the ways Rob discovered that you are able to kind of identify that would be by
Using your mobile or using the My Disney Experience app and mobile ordering.
yes.
There are mobile order options, which a lot of the quick service and or the snacks or the food booths will, they not all of the food booths and will allow that. But if they have that on there, it does kind of tell you, it says qualifies as a snack. It actually tells you that
Yes.
on the menu. And so that's the easiest way.
Yeah.
Again, you could also ask a cast member, at
That's true.
that place, but you're kind of
Right.
like doing that in the middle of everyone, and there's
Trying
like,
to eat
and your
and make
kids are
the
cranky,
orders.
and
Yeah.
it's like a lot. So
So it's easier to look ahead.
if you
Even
can mobile order,
Mhm.
mobile order.
Yeah, 100%. Because it feels like that's like the safe way to go. You're going to get all the items that you want. You're going to be able to just customize it to your family's needs
Yeah.
and you're going to know. But even if you don't know, and let's say you missed it, you don't know what you've spent on your credits and
Mhm.
whatnot, it's going to tell you right there on your mobile app what you've got left and what's
Mhm.
going on. So, okay, let's jump into Magic Kingdom specifically. We have got over at Magic Kingdom 22 restaurants in all, 8 table service and 14 quick service. And it's so funny because I never think about how many quick service places there are. Because they blend in so
They
well
do.
with all the architecture over there that you
Mhm.
just never even.
And a lot of times you really can't tell them the difference between like that and like just like a dessert, like a ice cream
Yeah, parlor or
stand or
something.
whatever.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, oh, there's a whole restaurant in there. Okay.
All right. So I want to just do a shout out. Of course, the Disney Food Blog has
Mhm.
an amazing guide. If you want to really deep dive, I highly suggest their guide. We definitely have gotten their guides in the past and have utilized them. And of course, we watch YouTube every week and we watch their
Mhm.
updates on what's good and what's not. This always helps us. But, anyways, going through the list of all the restaurants, we'll start in alphabetical order. We've got Be Our Guest. Now, we've all eaten here. I've eaten
Mhm.
here at least 3 times, I think, over the last
Mm.
couple of years. But the most
Recent was
recent
for
time was for my birthday, which
yeah,
was really lovely. Um, what do you
yeah.
think?
No, it's an interesting it's an experience. Now,
Yes.
a lot of these Be Our Guest happens to be one of the ones that is a 2 table service credit
Per
per
person.
person charge. So if you want to eat there, you're going to burn 2 table service credits. So that you're saying that, oh, well, I thought I only had 1 per day, and that is true, but you're allowed to use like you once you check in and you're loaded up with your tables with all your Disney dining plan credits,
Yes.
you could use them all that day if you wanted to. If you're a nut and you just want to eat everything and try everything in one day, you could. So you don't have to like save them. It's not per day. You could use one at the expense of not having a Disney dining plan table service credit for later in your trip
That's right.
or whatever day you're planning to use
Yeah.
that. So you can use that, or you could just like say, I ditched my wife and I went and did this on my own. I would
Yeah.
never. You
I made
kidding
her go
me?
eat a pretzel by herself on the corner.
You, well, that okay, but a 2 table service pretzel, I want to see that one. But yeah, so Be Our Guest is one of them. For whenever you see that it's like a 2 table service credit,
Mhm.
it's usually because it's considered a dining experience.
Yes.
And it's not so much that you're just eating at a place. It's like there's something more to it. It's the ambiance. It's
Right. It's a
the
character.
setting.
Yeah. It's a.
There's
Mhm.
the characters now. We'll come to find out it's not just every character dining is like a dining experience that's 2 table credits. It's just some of these are like signature dining
Yeah.
experiences, and that was the word I was leaving out of it. So Be Our Guest, I think, is one of them because you're in
Yes.
this like beautiful ballroom
Yes.
and you get brought in, and there's the guy, the maitre d, and he announces you as you enter the hall, and this whole thing, and then the beast comes out, and we could argue about whether or not that's
Yeah.
actually
Is
worth
that
it, or
worth it?
it's like, I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Where's Belle at?
Yes,
You
I
know,
know, right?
bring me a bell. Yeah, that place was there. The food I thought was okay. I
Yeah.
just
Same.
I was looking at the menu again today, just going over it, and it's like, I don't even remember what I ate at that point.
Mhm.
'Cause I think we were still vegetarian.
No, I definitely
Oh,
had
we had
chicken.
chicken.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had
that's
a
right.
we had a
Last year,
chicken.
yes,
Mhm.
that's right. We did have the chicken. See, that shows you how much I remember.
Yeah, it was kind of like a chicken and a sauce, and it was like it was edible.
Mhm.
It wasn't like impressive, like, oh my God. Like the very first time when this
Mhm.
was probably a year old, I still remember
Mhm.
having the filet mignon there
Mhm.
and how very good it was and how they like rolled out a cart of all the desserts and
Mhm.
like it was so fancy,
Mhm.
right? Nicole and I went, by the way. I mean,
Okay.
we like ordered a bottle of wine and like the snow was coming
Mm.
down and all these things. And it tasted so good. And have gone back since multiple, in
Mhm.
between and like never had that same experience
Experience.
again. Like it was never good. And they did a lot of menu changes since.
Mhm.
So I've never been completely blown away,
Mhm.
but it's always more about the ambience and the feeling for me here and that it's my favorite
My
story.
favorite part of the my favorite thing to eat there was the French onion soup. I thought it was very good.
Yeah, you did it, and I think that's I every time we have the opportunity to have French onion soup, I think that's
It
something
used
you
to be
get.
that was my father's favorite
Yes.
thing, so
Yeah.
we would always bring that up, and
Yeah.
the cheese has to be enough that your spoon doesn't go through it. Um,
It's very cute.
yeah. So, but that was really good. So there's little things like that. Again, it's a Disney dining experience.
All right. So 2 credits for that one, or 2
Mm.
table service, I should say.
2 table service credits. Yep.
Credits. Now, the next one on the list is Cinderella's Royal Table. Again,
Another,
this is another one that's 2 table service credits per person.
and it's a signature dining
Yes.
experience.
Now, this one, I would agree more of
Hmm.
it being a signature dining experience and
Yes.
characters because those princess it's an ordeal. You go in and wait in the line to meet Cinderella,
Hmm.
and it is in this magical place that you
Hmm.
meet her and
I
take the
mean, you're
pictures. You
going
get a
in the castle,
wand.
right? Mm.
Everybody gets a
Wands.
wand.
Yeah.
And then you go up into the castle
Mm.
and like I mean, the princesses just come through and through as you're sitting there and
Mm.
it's great food. Um, I love the stained glass windows there.
Mhm.
The one thing is though, like I did feel like it was a bit disoriented because the windows are stained glass windows and
Mm.
it's like light outside, but like not seeing outside, you're kind of like disoriented a little bit on that one.
Okay.
Um, so I mean, overall, do I think it's worth 2 table service credits? Probably. I thought it was higher quality than Akarish, to be honest. But
Mhm.
what do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I think it's where you're eating, like, you're
Yeah,
eating
in
in
the
the castle.
castle.
I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a very unique experience,
Yeah.
and, the kids are just gonna be a little bit more into it. Now, mind you, ours still wanted, were on their Kindles, while they
Mm.
were eating, and we were also ate at a time when there wasn't any other or it was just
Yes, there was no
we
princesses at
were
this
eating it
time.
was towards the end of the pandemic, so,
Mhm.
you didn't you were still wearing, like, masks, or I think or we were
So,
just in a weird place where it was like, we
right,
were
because the
wearing
mandate had ended
and
and
it
then it came back
came back.
while we
Well,
were
yeah.
there. And so then we had to jump back
So, it
in
was just like
masks.
Cinderella was just downstairs for the meet and greet
Mhm.
picture, and then there was no one else coming up in the dining area.
Yes.
Um, so it was just that. But I do think it's a very cool setting to
Mhm.
eat in. You
Yeah.
feel it's a unique setting, and to go and experience this, and they do treat you as if like you're part of the royal, service, and they're
Yeah.
calling, just how the wait staff is taking care of you.
Yeah. So, yes, I do agree with the 2 table credits here. It's definitely unique. It's not probably something you wanna do, um,
You don't want
all
to do
the
it.
time.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it
It's a
every
special
time.
treat kinda
Mhm.
thing because otherwise you're gonna exhaust the experience and it's not
And I
gonna be
think you have to have
wonderful.
kids that are either the right age or that
Mhm.
they're old enough now that it's like the nostalgia of it. You want to
Mhm.
go back and revisit it.
Correct. All right, the next one on the list is the Crystal Palace.
Mhm.
This one is either a fan favorite or completely overlooked. It's so
Mhm.
interesting to me because the deal it's an all you can eat buffet and it is 1 table credit. And I find that so interesting that an all you can eat buffet is 1 table credit because you
Yeah.
could really stuff yourself here.
Mhm.
But I mean, I recall going here when Heidi was very young, and the bill was like
Mhm.
scary. It was very, very
Yeah.
expensive. So I'm happy to think about the possibility of this and one table credit being had.
Mm.
Now it features, and this is a character experience, and that's a very interesting part too about it, is that it's Winnie the Pooh and pals. So you'll see Eeyore, Piglet, and Tigger.
Which, aren't
They're not
the most
popular
popular
characters
characters.
anymore.
Yeah. So I think that kind of plays into it why it's not. You're not eating in like the 100 Acre Woods or anything. Right? You're not,
Hmm.
it's not themed necessarily towards Winnie the Pooh, but they're
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And it is a buffet. So
Yeah.
here's a spoiler alert. Buffets are where you're going to get the best value for your dining plan.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
if you like a buffet,
Really.
here you got a reason now. You just no, somebody just like me that just likes to a good meal.
Yeah.
Like, see, like, honey, you should go to where the buffet's at.
Now, here's where I get stuck is I like breakfast food more
Mhm.
than any other food throughout the day.
Yeah,
So like when I look at a buffet, like I'm
you want a breakfast
generally
buffet.
attracted to a breakfast buffet. However,
Yeah,
that isn't going to get us the most bang for our buck. It's really the lunch or dinner buffet that would, because those are much more pricey.
yeah, and it
Um,
really is the expense of it.
mhm.
Now, you don't want your Disney dining plan to just be all about expense because,
You want to enjoy it.
yeah, otherwise you're
Yeah.
just going there and you're like you're always gonna have the steak
Right.
wherever you go, which isn't a bad option, right? You're eating steak, but maybe you don't want steak. Maybe you wanted to try the buffalo wings or something. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
it's really about what you just kind of what you being able to get the most value and being able to eat what you want where you want is kind of valuable as
Yeah.
well. And so you don't always have to, beat the system. You don't always have to do it. But like here, I feel like it's a good value.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I agree with you there. All right. So then we've got the Diamond Horseshoe,
Mhm.
another all you can eat, but this is family style.
Mhm.
And I have to say, family style is very different than buffet. Why? Because family style, you're waiting on somebody to come out and plop that food on your plate or
Mhm.
on your table for everybody. And I do find that the food is not as plentiful as it were if you were going to a buffet. That has just been in my experience.
Mhm.
So, what do you
I
think?
don't know. Yeah. I mean, so we have eaten here.
Yes.
Now we ate here when it was like a little bit of an asterisk in that it was in where the diamonds, uh, where this building is taking place, the Diamond Horseshoe
Yes.
is, but it was really being used as the overflow
Hmm.
for the Liberty Tree Tavern.
That's right.
So
So
they,
it's the same food.
yeah, and they're right next door to each other,
Yep.
but it wasn't like we didn't book anything for the
Mm.
Diamond Horseshoe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so one of the things it is family style. You can just ask for more food. Like
You can, but for some reason I've just never like had the experience of it being like plentiful for me. I don't know why.
gotcha. And I think again, it's also to the point of it's usually you're in Florida. It's hot,
Yeah.
and you're at a theme park where you're probably going to be spending a long amount of time, or you have spent a long amount of time, and you have to like walk home, and you're going to stay for fireworks, and you probably want to
Hmm.
leave room for like a Mickey, a Dole Whip or something,
Yeah.
and so
And you don't want to gain like
you
20
don't
pounds while
yeah
you're here.
yeah
You
you
want to,
don't want to like stuff yourself Thanksgiving style.
yeah.
But even though the food's that good, like I remember eating here, and we were also with we were with another family,
Yes. Mhm.
and so I didn't want to like gorge myself. Like, not that I would do that anyway, but anyway, I enjoyed eating here. Abbie, there was an issue with bathrooms that we
No.
brought up here.
We've talked about this way too much on the podcast. I do not agree with a paying for a sit down dining meal,
Yeah. And
paying premium price, and not having a bathroom inside the restaurant in which you can wash your hands. Instead, you are going outside and using a public restroom
Mhm.
that is not involved in your sit down dining
Yes.
experience. I'm not okay with that. No matter who, I mean, you cannot sell me on how that's okay. So I will
Yeah.
not be booking the Diamond Horseshoe. Now, if they had seated us in the Liberty Tree Tavern where we were initially booked for, I mean, there
Yeah.
is a restroom in there. Now, if it was that the Diamond Horseshoe did not have a restroom available at that time,
And
that's a
I
possibility.
think that was again because of it was
COVID.
still COVID.
Mhm.
They were trying to limit who was where.
In space
Yeah, in
wise.
spaces.
So that's a possibility, but it's just left such a
And
bad mark in my
and
memory
also
that
now
I will
there, if
not.
you book a reservation at the Liberty Tree Tavern, you're going to be sitting in the
Right.
Liberty Tree Tavern. You're going to be sat down there. This
Right.
was, again, was a unique experience, a unique time until they do that. So you'd have to book at one of these actual individual restaurants and then
Mhm.
get that's where you're going to sit.
So, okay. So again, Diamond Horseshoe, 1 credit, which is pretty awesome. Liberty
Yeah.
Tree Tavern, also 1 credit. And it's they've changed the menu again to be an all-you-can-eat family style type menu.
Mhm.
Now, the one time that I had eaten here and fell in love with it, it was something different. Like you could order one plates, like just your
Okay.
own individual plates, and
Gotcha.
I thought it was really amazing. I had some sort of like amazing Liberty Tree Tavern salad or something
Mhm.
that was just so epically good. um that I've always wanted it again, but I don't believe that they have that anymore. But
Gotcha.
you've got your pot roast and macaroni and cheese and things like that. Very Thanksgiving-y, very Liberty
Mhm.
tree-ish.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You know,
it's not a bad place.
and now that brings up, we kind of didn't do this from the beginning, but maybe it's worth saying, like this, the pricing on these
Mhm.
places, right? Because we talked about table service, but just because to give it like a kind of a value, right? We're talking
Yes.
about dining credits as a value, like so. Be Our Guest, which is a prefix menu. You know, you pick an appetizer, entree, and then you get this dessert
Mhm.
that's automatic anyway. Um, and that's $72 for adults and 43 for kids. Right, and then you have to
Yeah.
and then that's you have to choose, you get a non-alcoholic beverage, but you don't get, any alcohol you have to pay extra for.
All right. So already let's discuss the
Yes.
comparison of that. I
Mhm.
mean, we're looking at the plan, the dining plan, and what is it? A little bit less than 100 for an adult for
For a day, not
So
just a meal, so
so
you're already
you
looking
feel
at
like you're already doing okay because you've just spent what, $79 here or something
yeah,
like
but then
that?
again, this is a 2 dining ta yeah, so
Uh,
that's where it kinda
mm,
gets you a
you're
little
right.
bit.
You're right.
So
So,
that's kind of where you get into it. But if you're looking at it, like you can get, and not every specialty beverage is available. Some are, some aren't. You have to
mhm.
check. But like if you wanted a specialty beverage at Be Our Guest, it's going to be around like $15 to $19
Yeah.
for like that special thing. Um, so yeah, that's Be Our Guest. Cinderella's Royal Table is that's again a that is a prefix menu. The adult price is $88, the children at $52.
Okay.
And they know that that's a little bit more extra. Now, if you get into the Crystal Palace, which is a buffet, you're looking at $62.
Mhm.
You're getting character dining and a buffet, and that's $42 for kids. So 62 for adults, 42 for kids. So
Mhm.
that's less. And then you get down to the Diamond Horseshoe and the Liberty Tree Tavern. You're looking at where'd I go with that? It's $44 for adults
Okay.
and 24 for children.
All right. So it seems like it starts to kind of like
Yeah,
even
but
out.
again, you're
Yeah.
not getting any characters.
Right.
It's it's
Mhm.
what they call, and it's not all you eat, it's all you care to enjoy, they call it. So it
Mm.
doesn't all you can eat,
How
all
you
you care
care
to
to enjoy.
enjoy, a
So
feast.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it does sound less trashy that
Yes,
way.
exactly. And like all you can eat, and let's go
uh,
America.
Next
Um,
on our list,
yeah,
we have Jungle Navigation Co.
okay.
And it's such a long name. I'm not even gonna say the whole name of it,
Jungle
but
Navigation Co. Limited
limited
Skipper
skipper
Canteen,
canteen.
and that's what you'll get most of it's called the Skipper Canteen.
No, this is when we start getting into like the single plates, like individual
Yeah,
plates that are chosen from a menu, right? And they look pretty good. I have to say, I've never eaten over here. It's across
yeah.
from the Jungle Cruise, correct? It's
Correct.
beautiful inside. And I have to say, it has rave reviews. People absolutely love it here. I think we haven't really tried it as I believe it's got some fish servings that we don't really partake in.
Yeah, so
And
it's a little bit more I mean, it's not all like just American food.
no, it's very different
But
than
yeah, this
American
one is
food. So that's kind of
this one
nice.
it's Asian, South American, and African influenced
Hmm.
dishes.
Yeah.
So that just kind of a little bit more than what our kids and
Right.
kind of
That's
us,
why we
yeah,
haven't
haven't
really
really gone
gone
there.
in this direction, just because we
Mm,
know that it would have been a little tough. I know that they do
mm,
have a kids menu,
yeah,
but after previewing it, we just felt like that wasn't a good choice for
and
us in the past.
the theme it has really good theming because it does look it's more in like the
Oh,
like
it's
what you would see
beautiful.
at the Jungle Cruise, right?
Yeah.
And then it's also like it has the skippers or your
Yeah.
servers,
Yeah.
so they're dropping the puns left and right, which I would
Yes.
enjoy.
Yeah.
I would say they're just for the service, right?
Yep. I
But
love
yes.
that. Now, okay, and we're gonna move over to the Plaza restaurant. Now, this one I always think is like an underrated little gem here.
Yeah.
I love the Plaza
And you just
restaurant.
like kind of found that, right?
So I've eaten there before in
Mm.
past trips, and it's just it's typical American food, right? But they do theme it around holiday time. So, like, if you're going during Mickey's Not So Scary or even Christmas, like, they're going to change the burger to be like more like, I don't know, a ghoulish burger, and they're going to have specialty drinks there.
Mm.
Just like little nods here and there. It's not too elaborate. I love the location of this being right across from the castle. And it's like, you know, just really immersed in the feeling of the park,
Mm.
and it's easy. Your kids are going to find something they love on there. It's not exactly like a bang for your buck or anything, but it's easy, sit down, nice, cool place that's
Yeah.
not too big, right? Like, we're going to talk about Tony's Town Square and how it's like seems like it's got 10,000 rooms and you don't know where you're sitting, but like this is one kind of smallish area. I mean, it does have like a little, I don't know what you call it, like an atrium or something, like
Okay.
um but it's great. I like it. So again, the classic American food, but they do have very favorite little cocktails and yummy things
And
on the
some of the
side.
things to note that they have there, like they have something called the Plaza Loaded Fries.
Yes.
Crispy fries, melted cheddar, bacon, green onion, and spicy sour cream.
That's right.
They have during the
And
holidays they have
shakes and sundaes.
during the holidays they have a s'mores cake that they
Mhm.
serve. And they also serve in 2024. They started Tiana's Bayou frozen bayou lavender lemonade.
Yes, all those things. So then we've got Tony's Town Square,
Mm.
which I've really loved in the past. I feel like who doesn't love a little bread and pasta? I
Mm.
mean, carbo load for your day at Disney. I know that Rob wasn't like a super fan of it, but I would still be willing to go back there. What did you think?
Oh, what do you, and I liked it.
Did
My
you?
problem was that the Wi-Fi was down.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
We were walking around there. They had like tech guys walking around with laptops trying to figure out, like, I couldn't get
Mm.
any service. I'm like, man, I'm in Disney. I need service. I'm trying to book some lightning lanes at the time.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know what? I got to get on this Genie Plus and I can't get service out here.
I always think it's
Um,
one of the most coldest restaurants I've ever been in the
okay.
parks, like every single time.
All right.
What's cool about this one is because it's right up there on the main street, kind of in the beginning of the park. You can like make your time of reservation to land in the middle of a parade, and you
Mm,
can try to request outdoor seating. Of course, it's no guarantees, but they
mm,
will try, and they clear people from in front of you if you're sitting out on the balcony. Like, they make sure that nobody stands or sits in front of
yeah.
you during that parade. Now, if you can score that, that's
Mhm.
amazing. Not everybody,
Yeah.
there's limited seats, so it's not
Mhm.
not necessarily going to happen for you. But I mean, I really like Tony's Town Square.
Yeah.
I think it's a
It was
great
good. And at the
restaurant.
time, again, we were eating there. We were vegan, I think.
Yeah. I
Not
don't
even
know,
vegetarian.
yeah.
We were something.
Vegetarian for sure.
So we ended up we ate like the impossible meat. and all that
Yes.
stuff. And
Yeah.
I enjoyed the meal.
Yeah.
I thought the meal was good.
I just thought everything tastes so fresh and good. And you know that like they're working so hard making all that stuff. It's so
And
good.
plus, Abbie kept begging me. She wanted me to do the Lady and the Tramp thing with the piece of spaghetti. And,
Yeah. It was my favorite movie. It was the very first Disney movie I ever saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
young little Abbie.
Yep. I was like definitely blown away.
Okay,
Completely blown away.
so those are kind of the 8
Sit down,
table service
service.
restaurants options that are
Yes.
there for you. Now, there are a lot. Now that kind of brings us now with those 8
Yes.
table service. You also notice that those are the only places where you can get alcohol in Magic Kingdom.
That's right.
Magic Kingdom was originally built and it was supposed to be a dry park.
That's right, it was.
Yeah.
Walt had like kind of this vision. He wanted a clean, family-friendly place.
Yeah.
Now, as time has gone on, I think that
people gotta get their drink on.
It's become a little bit more relaxed as far as drinking. But I can remember, times where there just wasn't alcohol in Magic Kingdom. That's really happened over the past decade or so, where they've added that.
Which is also when you're on your solo trip as an adult, it's also a little bit of a bummer sometimes because you're just like, I just wanted a Mickey pretzel and a beer
around,
for a little bit. But as we know, the Beacon Barrel is coming. That's the new Pirates tavern, right? It's the first tavern in Magic Kingdom, and so that's coming. So that's
very controversial.
That's going to be another place where you could go and and indulge.
Yes. So we're going to highlight just on a couple of things. We're not going to go over the quick services really. There's 14 quick services.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
That's a lot. And they range. I mean, you've got a lot of quick services that serve your American food like hot dogs, corn dogs, french fries. But then you've got some things like fish quick services, which is very interesting to me.
Right. So what do we got?
And then, I mean, what do you mean?
Oh, I thought you were going to go and name something.
Oh, no. I just mean it's interesting to me to get quick service fish. But I mean, the some are into it.
Yeah, well, look, it's like fish and chips, baby. That's what they
that's
do it
so
in jolly
true.
old England.
That's so true, though. But for some reason, when you sell it to me as fish and chips rather than warm salmon with a weird sauce, green sauce over rice, like I'm not sure, like I'll go.
I want my fish wrapped up in a newspaper so I can read it afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they've got some Mexican food, some pizza throughout all of these different quick services. You got your waffles that have, some have strawberries, some are sweet, some are savory. There's a variety. So you can definitely pick those out as you zoom through the parks. But again, your app is your friend. Okay, so you'd really want to do a pre-order on the app or quick service mobile order is what they would call it. Now, snack credits. This is where things always get a little fuzzy for me. And I need a good mid-morning snack or else I'm not going to be any good for the rest of the day.
You like an MMS?
An angry Abbie.
Right, she likes the MMS. You also got to give her at least 2 cups of coffee and an MMS. Otherwise,
that's true. And then we can talk.
Yeah. Until then, you really don't want to talk to her, kids included. No, she's a delight at all times. So the snack credits. So that kind of gets into a little bit more in depth in that you have to know what qualifies as a snack, right?
Right.
Because it kind of ventures into, a lot of the quick service restaurants could have something that qualifies as a snack, but they could have something that qualifies as a quick service credit, right? So you don't really know where that is, and you don't know where maybe you should be spending that money, because again, you don't always need to use that snack credit. You could pay for it if it's not worth it to you,
right?
Like, for example, a lot of these places, if you want like a cup of queso, like it's an actual snack credit. Like, even though it's $1,
so weird.
Like you would use a snack credit for that. So you don't want it. You just pay the $1,
right?
Don't use your snack credit.
Right. So some of the things on the actual Disney website say, snack credits, and snacks may include they're going to be single serving items such as frozen ice cream, popsicle, fruit bar. 2 scoops of hand scooped ice cream is considered a single serving. A popcorn scoop, so a single serving box, that kind of bums me out.
Yeah, you're not getting the bucket.
A popcorn
You're not
scoop.
eating it out of Figment's head.
A piece of whole fruit, so like an apple or a banana as a whole snack credit.
Yep.
A single serve bag of snacks, so you're thinking like a Lay's chips or something like that, like the small one, not the big one, guys. Yeah. And then if you want like a Coca-Cola or a water bottle, that would be a snack credit.
Yes. And I'm going to tell you right now, do not buy a beverage, a soda or a water with your snack credit. It's just not worth it. You're not getting the value out of it.
You want to look to spend at least what, $7?
Well, I would say anything over $5 really should be your guide. I watched an interesting video from a gentleman. I have it up here. His name is Ear Scouts. You can find him on YouTube. And he gave a pretty good guideline of like kind of whether or not it's worth it, right, with the dining plan. So what he said was that like the snack should be over $5 to get your value. For a quick service meal, it should be a $25 for an adult total quick service meal, or $7.50 for a kid, which you feel like you could get there pretty easily. For a table service meal, it should be over $63 for an adult, and then $13.50 for a kid off of the kids menu.
Okay.
So if you can get over that, now we named some of the buffet places, right? And we were talking about $72, or the prefix menu there, it was $88, $72.
Right.
And then some of them were dropping down. Crystal Palace was $62, so you're kind of like right there. But you know what? If you were able to add in an adult beverage, that puts you over that limit, right? So that's kind of like the trick to here. So,
but you know what? Don't obsess too much. I know everybody wants the best for their dollar, but
I'm
like
only eating at places where I know I'm getting a good deal.
You need to eat at places that talk to your heart for sure, or your stomach.
We're only eating at seafood places.
Oh,
none of us like it besides Bailey.
So okay, some of the things.
Yeah, some of the snacks.
Yeah, some of the things we normally get. We are big into those. What is it? The lemon. What are they called? They're like lemon freezes, like the ice lemons.
Oh, the lemonade.
Yeah,
the frozen lemonade.
Yeah, that would be a snack credit, and we're really big into those. We feel like they're hydrating and yummy.
I wouldn't get it.
We're big into pretzels.
Not worth it.
Although the popcorn, I don't think would be enough of a snack because it's a little bit. You never know. I don't know.
The single scoop.
The single scoop. Now, one of my favorite things that is considered a snack that would fit into the MMS, the mid-morning snack, would be Gaston's Tavern cinnamon roll. So that's delightful to know that is considered a snack.
If you haven't been there, that's a big cinnamon roll. It's a warm cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
And I heard, and I've never known this, and I just heard this from doing my research, you can ask for extra icing.
Yeah. Nice.
So I think we all need to try that, right?
I think we all need to.
I think we all need to try that, and we all need to get a LaFru's brew.
Yeah,
which itself is considered a snack and might be worth it.
Yeah, you know what though? I feel like and this is just me. The cinnamon roll in the LaFru's brew is like too much sugar for me.
What?
Like I'm gonna have the most atrocious sugar drop from that. Like. It's not worth it.
I think it's like we said. We order them. We usually share the cinnamon rolls where we split them between two of us because they're big.
So can we all get our own cinnamon roll now?
No one eats all of it. And then LaFru's brew, we get them for the kids. Abbie will get a coffee.
Yep.
Because she doesn't really like it. And then the kids never finish theirs. So it's usually me mopping up three LaFru's brews, or it's like 2 1/4 LaFru's brews. And whatever piece of left is cinnamon roll. Life,
and I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah.
Here we go on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
That's usually how it happens. But again, anything where you could kind of, do what you want. Make yourself happy. Get the thing that you want to get. But if you see that something like a warm cinnamon roll, which is $6.99, is over $5, like it's worth it using that snack credit on. But if
Yeah.
it's something that's below it, like a water for $3, don't. It's just pay for it, right? You got to have some cash on you.
Well, hey, so I'm kind of happy you said we'd probably be splitting the cinnamon rolls among us because later on, I might need another little treat and I might head over to Auntie Gravity's Galactic Goodies
Okay.
because they have a cold brew float, which I really want to try.
All right.
It sounds really good. I'm not going to lie.
What
And it's
else
going to
is in
wake
it?
me
What
up
else?
later. I
What
have
else
no
is in it?
idea.
Oh my god.
I just heard cold
Oh my
brew,
god, lady.
brew float and I was like,
You're
I'm
killing me.
ready. I'm there.
You're killing me.
I know.
Okay.
Anyways, I mean, so as a reminder, your dining plan usage is going to be all on your
you.
phone in the mobile app.
Yes.
There are 3 ways in which you can check it. One is you're going to view your remaining meals and snacks in the My Disney Experience app. Or 2, if you don't like looking at the app, you can check your dining receipts. The remaining meal and snacks are printed on them.
Yeah.
Third, you can just ask your resort concierge or guest relations to obtain them at any time, and they will happily do so. And again, we described that you can use, 2 credits a day and then cancel out a credit another day. Like you won't be able to use it. But unused meal credits, snacks, they roll over day to day. So, right, you get them all on the first day that you check in,
and
right?
then usually people at the end of their trip are then starting to like, oh wait, I got 3 snack credits left. What are we gonna do? Let's go to the gift shop and see what we can get.
That definitely used to be like a thing with the 2 snacks a day. No, it's like not so much. Not so much.
Maybe, but maybe you never know. Some days you just that weird. One of the things that the person that got Ear Scouts again found, they were looking to do that. They were like, what can we buy at this gift shop? Like the strangest thing that qualified as a snack was a pack of Kraft singles. That you like, the individually wrapped pieces of cheese that qualifies as a snack.
Okay. Interesting.
So he's like, you could just get that if you wanted to use your snack credit.
Just want some cheese.
Yeah. But most of the time it's just people buying like candy, like bags of like signature candy. Okay. Yeah. So now that we've gone into that, right?
Yep.
We did it. So we are also doing this because, like we said, we have our Disney trip coming up.
That's right.
So
we do.
We are going to actually choose in each episode. We are going to choose the place that we are going to eat when we go on our trip.
Yep.
We are travel planners. So we do actually plan things like this. We look this far in advance, even maybe down to what snack we're going to eat. We know, right? We're going to do the research, and obviously we're going to do it whenever we do go, and we're going to report back to you in our post-trip reactions and tell you, did it work out? Was it worth it? How was it? But anyway, so I think, how should we go? Table to snack or snack to table?
I think we should do snack to table.
Okay.
All right. So let's say, because breakfast we usually have in our hotel room.
Yes. So this is and again, this is an interesting, and Abbie talked about it too, was that more often than not, the getting breakfast with your dining plan is like not known as a great value, because it's usually less money, even for the buffets, or less than like a lunch or a dinner. And like the quick service, like it's also like sometimes not worth it. Right, you're getting better value and like a lunch in the park. So, as you said, we normally eat breakfast either like kind of on the go, or just in our hotel room.
Yep.
Based off, we get a grocery delivery service that day that we show up.
That's right, we do. So then we go on a couple of rides, let's say 2 or so, and we need that mid-morning snack. No surprises here. We already talked about it. I want to get that cinnamon roll for sure.
We're doing the cinnamon roll.
That's, no surprise. We love it over there. And it just happens to be in the area. We generally always start over in Fantasyland because we're either thinking about Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, or we're just generally, our kids like the stuff over there. So
now I'd like to give an honorable mention to a place that I always wanted to go but we never ended up making it there, is the Main Street Confectionery.
That's true, because I think that we look at it and there's a lot of different treats in there, and I
Yeah.
think that's a little overwhelming. Like, you need to give me like 3, maybe 4 options, but this place has like
Really good,
infinite
delicious treats. Yeah, I
options.
mean, it has. Like I want to try the gourmet popcorn that's like mixed with like
Yeah.
candy and drizzle and all these things. And you
Now,
kind
is
of
that considered a snack, or is it
it
considered a meal?
it is considered a snack. Yeah, and so
Interesting.
that's where they're saying you could get some good value at the Main Street Confectionery.
Okay, we
And
should definitely
they do have like
take a
they
look.
have like a peanut butter cookie pie that you could get,
Yeah,
and that's like a
that
snack.
sounds yummy.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then we usually like to sit down for lunch, but I don't know that that's really the way we're gonna go. What do you
True.
think?
I don't know.
No, I mean, and
I don't
by sit
know.
down, I mean like table service. But
If we're
the
gonna
thing
eat,
is,
okay, I would just say, yeah, if we are gonna eat, just
there are a few quick service restaurants that are indoors in which you can sit down and take a load off and relax,
yeah.
and it's gonna be just fine, right?
But
You're
you
not
kind of
gonna
have to you usually have to somewhat hunt, or do the old hover and wait for somebody
for a
to leave to
table.
get a table. So that's kind of
Yeah,
the
because
thing.
I feel like lunchtime, this is a big deal for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a lot of quick service lunch.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so there's
So
a good chance that we might not use the quick service until dinner.
there is. Like, my options can go either way. So
So what
what
are
were
you
you
choosing?
thinking for quick service?
She's putting it on me.
I am, because I always end up going first.
You don't like going first. Well, so I was looking at, and again, it was a place that I've never really eaten from.
Mhm.
I kind of wanted to try Casey's Tavern.
Okay,
Casey's Corner. Sorry,
Casey's Corner.
Casey's Corner.
So Casey's Corner is actually one of the places that does not have indoor seating.
Correct.
So that might be a little hot. So that would be more of like a dinner, probably.
And that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, interesting. So I think I was more picturing lunch, and I was focusing. I couldn't really decide between the two. Now, Cosmic Rays Starlight Cafe, I've really enjoyed in the past. No, but then I was like, okay, but Pinocchio Village House, and you could sit and overlook the God, it's not coming to mind. What is it? It's the ride.
The Small World?
World.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I had the song, but not the
Yes.
name of the ride. You could overlook the ride. I mean, it's not like the interior of the ride; it's the people getting on the ride. So it's not that special, but
No.
it is in a way. I didn't really love the Pinocchio Village House menu. It was more like pizzas.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like an
flatbread pizzas,
Italian
like,
eatery,
okay,
quick service Italian eatery, lots of flatbreads and pizzas.
Yeah. So I think I would still go with Cosmic Rays, but Casey's Corner was on my list of ones that I really, really like.
So we're kind of where the heat is on.
Literally, because it's dependent on what time we eat.
Well, yeah, and it's also, Cosmic Rays is, there's no frills, no thrills in this. You're getting, you're getting a hot dog or a hamburger or some chicken strips. Maybe they have a steak and cheese sandwich and some fries. Which, what, you're in a theme park and that's what you're looking to eat. You're not looking. I kind of want to look for something a little bit more unique.
That's
so
true.
That's what I was trying for with my quick service credit. But like I said, as a dad, even and a mom, you're led around by your kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are they gonna eat? It's not really about what I'm gonna eat.
Right.
What are they gonna eat? But again, it's a quick service thing. You could do it and walk. I could grab a hot dog from Casey's and meet you over at Cosmic Rays.
That's
like,
true.
yeah, okay.
See, yeah.
She's like,
no,
in your mind.
So I mean, there are things you have to factor in, right? For Casey's Corner, is it raining? Because if it's raining, then you're screwed, right? You're hovering under an umbrella on the outdoors.
I don't mind soggy food or sneakers.
And then like the heat, you just gotta kind of be aware of that, right? Are you eating hot fried food while you're outside in the heat? Like, no,
yummy.
thank you. But I'm definitely willing if we do like a later dinner to have this, right? I think that would
Also,
be really
another
good.
place I was looking at kind of was Pecos Bills.
I'm not. No, I'm going to just say no thanks.
What, you don't want to give me a nachos bowl and send me on my way in a year?
Nope. I don't. I just don't want to eat there.
Okay, fair enough. Denied. A lot of people like Columbia Harbor House. I don't. It's just not. Doesn't seem to be our thing.
Yeah.
Even though I've gotten chicken strips from there, it's just they have chicken strips, of course. So it doesn't matter. So we're doing that. Casey's Court. Now, one of the questions that a lot of people have are, when you walk in, do you get fries with that? When you go to a quick service restaurant, do you get fries with your meal?
Yes.
No, not all the time. It depends. It actually says it on the menus. So staying at the place that we're going to be eating, probably not Casey's Corner, it actually will tell you on here. So for example, the all beef hot dog, it says served with a choice of French fries or a Cutie's Mandarin. Right?
Okay.
So it does the mini corn dogs, same thing. Plant-based dog, same thing. But all beef foot-long hot dog, same thing. But then when you get to the Chicago style dog, it's just the hot dog because it's a sausage with like tomatoes, onions, mustard, and like it's a vegetarian meal. There's a Chipotle barbecue all beef foot-long hot dog, which that comes with pulled pork, slaw, and Chipotle barbecue sauce. There's no fries with that. So it really depends on what the description of the item that you're ordering is. Do fries come with that? So fries could be extra. If you wanted fries, you have to look at the menu and see if it says it in the description.
Huh.
So it's an interesting thing.
That's a good fact. Yeah. That's a really good thing to know. I would have assumed that all come with fries.
Yeah, and the majority of the meals do. And it's really just about the value, right? Because as you're ordering these things, now they're putting on, pulled pork. It costs more. So it's no longer Disney's like, no, you're going to have to pay for fries.
Yeah.
So it's not included.
All right. Well, all that being said, what are you thinking about for our sit down dining? And I guess this is lunch that you want to have.
I was thinking lunch. Mm-hmm. And being that I like value and I like buffets.
Yep.
I was thinking Crystal Palace.
You know what? I was too. I mean, I'm a little sad to say goodbye to the Plaza restaurant this time because I really did enjoy it my last trip. But Crystal Palace, I mean, first of all, I think they're going to end up changing the characters soon. Not like anytime like within the year or anything, but Winnie the Pooh is not what this young generation is looking for right now. So I would be happy for them to go and see and get those snapshots of all of it. And yeah, I think the food is going to be great. It's definitely priced correctly as for it's only one credit for us and it's not a cheap place to eat. So entertainment, very nice dining. It is a beautiful interior. And then entertainment and great food. I think we can't go wrong here.
Exactly.
Knock on wood.
And then you're getting your buffet price and you can get your alcoholic beverage and you're making a sweet savings.
Yeah.
On your free dining plan. So I think we agree there.
So we've got a plan.
We got a plan. We'll figure it out. I definitely won't give in. To Casey's
I'm fine with it. If you can convince the guy to come play the piano at Casey's Corner, I think I would be 100% in.
That is
valid. This has gotten to be a lengthy episode. I really think we should call it quits. I know I'm cutting off Rob's news episode, but I can also be honest and say there's not a whole lot of news happening right now.
I mean, there is some things just real quick. Mickey's Not So Scary, right? The dates have come out. They're on sale now for resort guests and the 22nd when they go on for everyone else. Those are available. Get them while they're hot. By September 24th, I think they were all sold out last year. So you have a little bit of time if everything follows suit. The tickets start, and that's for the second day of August, the second ticketed date in August. It's for 119, and it goes up to I think 209. I think so that they have that thing. Epcot Food and Wine dates were announced. It's going to go August 28th to November 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
We won't see you. That's school time. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was about the Epcot. We're going over to Epic Universe real quick. They did start opening other restaurants. I heard the Blue Dragon, which is their Pan Asian restaurant. I heard it's getting really good reviews.
I'm into it. Sorry, the kitty got me distracted.
She stopped paying attention.
I did. It's the news segment, guys. It's time to wind down.
So it's also they also are going to be live streaming their grand opening.
Oh, where is this located? I'm sorry.
Well, no, so
backwards.
Wow. No, they're not. They did a soft opening for the Blue Dragon. We're past that. I'm talking about for Epic Universe. They're going to be live streaming their grand opening on the blue carpet.
Okay, but everybody's already been to Epic.
I know, but they're going to have a thing. So they're going to have like something a little special. They're going to live stream it. It's on May 21st at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time.
I'm with you now.
Oh boy, she's like, nope, I don't want the news. I don't care what you try to do. You try to shoehorn it in, it's not happening. So yeah, there's a lot of other cool things. You know, there's this cool place that I didn't even know existed. It's called Bar Moonshine. It's in the Epic Universe, the Wizarding World, and it's like it's an American Quidditch pub. It's a pub for American Quidditch fans.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Actually.
Like I never even heard. I didn't hear that this place even existed. But there's all these cool things. So there's other things happening. They're opening up their Epic Universe is going to be epic. But I can't wait to see how long the wait times are going to be because it's going to get epic.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, all right. Thanks so much for listening to our part 1. It's going to be a 4-part series about the dining plans around the parks. So thanks for joining us. I'm not sure what park's going to come up next week, so you got to tune in to find out. Talk to you later, Potteneers.